It's not all ice creams and sandy beaches and turquoise seas.
Every year when we get GCSE results, there's a bit of a national debate about a north-south divide, but that doesn't tell the full story.
I want to be able to grow as a person.
There aren't many resources.
It's a big change if I were to move because I've been here my entire life.
I think I'd like to leave Cornwall.
I'm Branwen Jeffreys, the BBC's Education Editor, and I've come to Cornwall to investigate why some parts of the southwest get grades that are similar to the most disadvantaged parts of the northeast of England. On a summer's afternoon, this looks like a pretty idyllic place to grow up. And of course, in many ways it is, being able to go to the beach after school. But teenagers here, when they start thinking about college or university or work, face challenges that simply don't exist if you grow up in a city or a big town.
My team managed to get to the national finals in Harrogate. Obviously from here to Harrogate it's like 7 hours.
Growing up in Bude, North Cornwall, these teenagers are full of hopes and plans.
It would be better if I stayed here for floristry and study different wildlife flowers.
The reality, they don't have big employers or universities nearby.
When you actually look where those opportunities are based, the amount of work it takes to actually get there, all the planning that's required.
So their school spends extra cash from its budget on careers advice, supporting work experience and trips to universities.
I love being in the sea and just protecting its habitats and wildlife. It really makes me excited to do something like that. I think Cornwall's amazing and all my family are here, but I think I want to be able to grow as a person. I think I can only do that by leaving and exploring new adventures.
If you want to do floristry for big events, obviously maybe moving to bigger mega cities, it might maybe give you better opportunities for bigger events, but down here I feel like maybe smaller stuff. I've literally wanted to sort of work in a business nearby for floristry, but they've closed down recently.
It's harder to get to places which really love space, but I do think that as Cornwall isn't as polluted, you do get a better view of the stars.
I've been a school leader in the northwest, and I'm obviously a school leader in the southwest, and it is really difficult to be a school leader here. It's not all ice creams and sandy beaches and turquoise seas. It's a really difficult place to work, and can be a difficult place to live as well, because of the challenges that we're faced with, because of the lack of access to resources, because of the lack of infrastructure. There was a brilliant company there offering work experience opportunities for young people. On a map, it doesn't look that far away. When I put it into Google Maps, it was over 5 hours each way to get to the placement and back. So that precluded those children from doing that. So how does this show up in real life? At first glance, the southwest seems to be doing okay. But when you look deeper, you see a different story, where children in parts of the southwest are among the least likely to pass GCSE English and Maths of anywhere in England. 41% of 11-year-olds on free school meals in the southwest met the expected standard in reading, writing and maths. That's significantly below the 48% average for England. And at degree level, 19% of students eligible for free school meals in the southwest went on to university. The average for England was 29%. Tanya is an academic who's looked at coastal and rural areas. When you looked at how things were being measured, were you surprised that Cornwall was being overlooked?
I wasn't surprised at all. Even now, the measures that the government use underestimate rural deprivation and don't even consider coastal deprivation.
She calls it pretty poverty. The challenge is hidden, the funding lower, and that's because of what the government measures.
I'll give you an example, transport. If you live in Cornwall, or if you live in other places like Cornwall, you have to own a car. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity, because everything you do and everywhere you go involves some kind of travel. That's not measured by the government's measures of deprivation. They look at transport, they look at public transport, but they don't see car ownership as a necessity.
She says it's a toxic influence on young people's chance to do well at school, limiting their experiences, ambitions and life chances.
Less of our children end up in the places that they could potentially get to because they haven't had those chances as a consequence of where they live.
That's a tragic loss of talent, isn't it?
It's a massive loss of talent.
And this is Nick, the teacher who got in touch with me, asking for the BBC to look at the South West. What is it about the way that exam results throw up this north-south divide issue that really made you get in touch?
I think it's the way that the oversimplification of talking about north versus south, it misses outcomes in places like this.
He's involved in the charity that supports the mentoring. For him, it's about each teenager's future and making sure their rural communities have a national voice.
I don't think the Southwest as a region and its interests are fairly represented in public policy making positions of influence in the country, and perhaps that's actually contributing back to the fact that the region isn't being recognised perhaps in the way it should be.
We can add that down as one of your targets for next year.
So, Libby in Year 7 gets regular mentoring through Nick's foundation.
If you wanted to talk to somebody about a specific thing in your subject, you're able to reach out to them.
She gets encouragement to aim high and has already visited a university.
I've been able to share my thoughts with people more freely because I don't really talk to teachers as much as I should, and I find it easier to talk to my mentor when we're driving up to their trips. It gave me an idea of what life would be in university, and I started questioning if I wanted to go to Falmouth because it seemed like a really good university that actually cared for its students.
On your marks, get set, go.
It's sports day, it's the end of term, everyone can relax, exams are over. But when those GCSE results do land, once again they'll show what the Southwest is up against.
Welcome to Sports Day 2026 here at Budehaven.
There is a real push across the Southwest's schools, employers, universities working together, with a message that Cornwall and Devon are great, and young people here need more opportunities. The government is now looking at how to get better results in coastal communities and says it's taking action on poverty to give families breathing space so children can learn and thrive.